Questions and answers. These are EV Shills that have written this. EV Shills, not me. Don't get on to me about bullshit Barry and making stuff up and lying. This is an EV Shill website. They're the ones that are telling you all the good things. But on the website, why are falling used EV values bad? Well, no, mate, they're not bad because they're bringing used EVs, you know, to more people. More people can afford them. The people who buy them new can't afford them because they're like catastrophic depreciation. But the people who buy them used, they get a bargain. How many people do you think will keep buying them new if they lose a load of money? You know, you shills out there, you cult, sir, you zealots, think about that. So, it's a good deal if you want a used EV, but if you want a new one, it's going to cost you more and, in the long run, is unsustainable. Ah, right, motor trade problem. It can't be that bad. This sounds like an industry problem. The motor traders, you know, the leasing companies are, who cares if the leasing companies are losing their shirts when they come back? Nobody cares. Because people don't learn, do they? You know, people don't learn. It's like these people who have had an EV for 2 weeks and then they sell it and they go back to a nice car. They don't, oh, they have learned. They have learned it didn't suit the needs, like all the EV Shills told them, so they've gone back to a nice car. And the 90%, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Even you lot can't believe 90% of people won't go back to a nice car after they've had an EV. When you see the sales figures and how long they've kept them, pathetic. It can't be that bad. This sounds like an industry problem. Used EV values have plummeted. They've plummeted. This is an EV Shill website. Used EV values have plummeted. No, they've not. No, they've not. They've become value, not plummeted. They're now good value. Well, petrol, honestly, this isn't coffee, by the way, it's tea. Used EV values have plummeted while petrol and diesel remain stable. Boosting demand for used EVs is essential. So they're dead cheap and they're still not selling. The 3 to 5 year olds are up 138%, but they're bringing stuff out like this. Used EV values have plummeted while petrol and diesels remain the same. Boosting demand for used EVs is essential. So we'll go on to the next one. Still, comma. Why is that a problem? Question mark. Let people buy cheaper and cheaper used EVs. Every used EV starts as a new one. Stable lease rates for new EVs rely on stable residual values. Slumping values mean higher lease rates and fewer new EVs hitting the UK market. Well, nobody will buy them new, thereby there won't be any used bargains, will they? Use your head for fuck's sake. So everyone must be buying used EVs, question mark. There are great deals, but demand must match the incoming supply tidal wave. So all the ones that are coming off lease, it's a big tidal wave. And there is no sign it will. There are great deals, but demand must match the incoming supply tidal wave, and there is no sign it will. No sign of demand for used vehicles, but mate, 3 to 5 year old used EVs are up 138%. How big's the tidal wave? If 138% year on year isn't going to cut it, how big's the tidal wave? Surely the market will solve this. Forecasts show residual values dropping all the way to 2030 and beyond. There is systemic weakness in demand. Systemic. Is that from the roots upwards? Systemic? Oh, you're going to love this. I've just seen the headline. Residual value conundrum. No, it's a residual value con that's been going on. All these cars up for sale, prices being artificially held up by the valuation services, lies being told about sales, lies being told about used sales, prices of EVs being artificially high, dealers advertising several cars at actual, well, less. I did an example of one garage selling one EV at one price and another EV at £6,000 more, I think it was. And there was only about 5, on dealer portal, there was only about 5 EVs. So all the algorithm takes into account, as far as I'm aware, and I've asked Auto Trader, I've asked them, and they've never come back to me. So I'm assuming it's true until they tell me otherwise. And if they tell me otherwise, I will correct it straight away. I don't want to get on Auto Trader's bad side. I just want to tell the truth. So there's 5 or 6 vehicles and one is £6,000 overpriced. What do you think that does to an average of the other 5? To an algorithm? To me, you know, say I was an algorithm, I'd go, oh yeah, 6 for sale, yeah, that, total them up, divide by 6, that's the average, that's the price. Me, if they gave me that, I'd go, what the fuck? 5 cars at that price, one at £6,000 more. The £6,000 more one in the bin, that's the average. So the average would be £1,000 less. I could be wrong. Please tell me, honestly, please. I am. People say to me, you know, be balanced in your argument. Be balanced in your. Why should I be? I am balanced. I'm impartial. What I can't stand is other people telling lies. They're not impartial. They don't say, look, this EV's cheap to charge, but in all honesty, mate, a diesel will cost you less in whole life cost, your fuel. With what this depreciates in 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, you'll be able to buy a diesel, pay for all your fuel, take your family on holiday, and your car will still be worth more at the end of it than an EV. That would be a balanced argument from the EV Shills, but they don't do it. So don't ask me to. I'm impartial. I'm just correcting their shit. They're absolute garbage. Residual values conundrum. So 1, most fleets and consumers lease or finance their EVs. Well, there's a ladybird on that. You see, that's a nice clean tweet. There's a ladybird on it. Number 2 is a little butterfly on this one. Oh, how lovely. It's an EV. I can just see the EV driving around the country lane and ladybirds and butterflies following it. And then a diesel overtakes it and the ladybirds and the butterflies just drop on the floor dead. We need EVs. The difference between an EV's purchase price and expected depreciation is the key element of any monthly lease cost. But no, the leasing companies, they don't care about that. They don't want to make profit. They'll take it back, stick it in the auction and blew £2,500. And don't forget, the £2,500's an average. So the smaller ones won't lose that. The bigger ones, they'll be pilling 10 grand on. And more than that, don't forget, Teslas went down £14,000 in 4 months. They went down 1,400 quid overnight. When I was watching them, I think they went down £2,500 in 1 month. Well, to do 14 grand in 4 months, they'd have to go down more. That was pretty remiss of me. Let me just have a drink. Yorkshire tea. So they've got a few. There's a dragon here. There's a dragon. Like on Game of Thrones, there's a dragon breathing flames. I think that's a nice car. but it says cheaper competition from China, so that's a bad thing. The dragon's a bad thing. Got butterflies and ladybirds, they're good. ZEV mandate pressure on the new EV market. Rapid arrival. That looks like a pumpkin, that's like Halloween. And it's got an electric thing in it. Rapid arrival of next generation. Oh no, it's a carriage, I've got it. Turned into a pumpkin. The time's come, and his EV, which was really good for the planet and the climate and cheap to charge, it's turned into a pumpkin. Jesus Christ. You EV people, you have no luck whatsoever, do you? Oh, hang on, here you go. Here's another one. I don't quite... That looks like it could be a battery, and then I don't know what's carrying it. Misinformation about used EV battery health. That's the ICE people giving misinformation about. I mean, everybody knows, you know, your batteries are getting better. Duracells. You just have to look at Duracells. I mean, look how long that bunny lasts with a new battery compared to what they used to last. Crikey, Duracell have got the message across, haven't they? They've like brainwashed everybody. Duracells last longer. Number 3, steeper depreciation leads to higher monthly leasing costs. Number 4, EVs are depreciating much faster. A 36-month-old EV retains only 35% of its price, while petrol vehicles retain over 50%. 35–50%. So an EV costs £10,000 to £15,000 more new, and then at 36 months old it's worth 15% less. Tsunami. Well, let's see, what's that? Is that the man in the moon? It looks like somebody looking down at the moon. Tsunami of used EVs entering the used market. Whew, that's the conundrum. That blooming heck. So what they want to do, they want to give confidence to buyers. How can they give confidence to buyers? All those things there. The only way I can see them giving confidence to buyers is carry on lying. And that's what's caused the problem in the first place. Giving confidence to buyers, many used car buyers are hesitant about EVs. Over 61% worry about battery longevity. And a third believe negative EV myths. Negative EV myths, what are they? What are they? Tyres last 40,000 miles, discs last 100,000 miles, they're cheap to charge, cheap to run, you can go on holiday with what you've saved. Those EV myths. To beat the big bad wolf of misinformation and fear, we need the government's help. Now I don't know what the big bad wolf's got in. Oh, it's a charging socket. Oh, got it. Oh, that's brilliantly clever. So the big bad wolf has run off with your charging plug. Swine. Stop going after chickens and stuff like that. Going after EV owners. Launching an information campaign, Go Ultra Low 2.0. Myth busting is crucial to counter the negative media attention EVs receive, from fire risks to car park collapses due to their weight. A public information campaign with unbiased, fact-checked information can balance this out. If anybody believes the car park's going to collapse, then, you know. I once went to Barbados. It could have been Trinidad. And we were going down this single track road. We couldn't turn around, and there was a wooden bridge ahead. And on the wooden bridge, there's about 4 guys sat there smoking whatever it is they smoke in Barbados. And my girlfriend says to me, Barry, is that bridge going to take the weight of this car? And I said to her, if those 4 guys start running, no. You know, are people stupid? I think the answer to that is mostly yes. The successful Go Ultra Low campaign educated the public. Oh, hang on. The successful Go Ultra Low campaign educated the public and boosted demand, a similar broader campaign for EVs involving more sectors would be beneficial. So this is it. That it wasn't go ultra low 1.0, it was just go ultra low. Now they want to introduce a new campaign, go ultra low 2.0. Existing initiatives like the electric vehicle approved EVA program, which audits dealers for EV readiness, need more public awareness. Just like Tinkerbell's pixie dust only worked when people believed. So, really speaking, they want to forget about this go ultra low 2.0 and get more pixie dust. That's the secret. The EV transition relies on consumer confidence. Bring in battery health requirements. UN GTR 22. EV batteries are robust, losing about 2% of their health each year on average. Oh, hang on a second. Mine's lost 8% in 12 months just on my phone. I've gone through 3 GoPro batteries because they expanded with charging and they won't fit in a GoPro anymore. My Apple Watch 2.0. Actually, no, I've had 3 Apple Watches. I've had 3 Apple Watches. And the battery has expanded so much inside that it's blown the face off. Once, when it did it on my nightstand while it was charging, I thought somebody had broken in through the window. EV batteries are robust, losing about 2% of their health each year on average, similar to the performance degradation of petrol or diesel vehicles. So they lose 2%, do they? Right, okay. The main concern for used EV battery buyers is battery wear. A cost-free, ready-made solution exists. The UN's Global Technical easy for me to say, Regulation 22 in a vehicle battery durability for electrified vehicles. The UK should adopt this regulation to standardise battery condition information and provide consumers with transparency. How long do you think before somebody comes up with, you know, like they clock vehicles with digital mileage information? How long do you think it'll be before some bright spark comes up with a program that will put your EV battery up to 100%? How long do you think that'll be? There's an advert for, I don't think it's a real advert. I don't know whether I should cut it in, but it's about previous owners. Last time you went and bought a house, did you ask how many previous owners it had? How many people had lived in it? Or did you just look at the condition of the house and see if that's what you wanted? If the specification or it had enough bedrooms, had enough bathrooms, I don't know, probably the colour you want. You know, stuff like that doesn't matter. Why do you do that with cars? What difference does it make how many owners they've had? If you were going to start counting owners, don't look at EVs. For goodness sake, if you take that into consideration, you start looking at EVs and how many owners. Most of them have had 3 owners in a year. Most of them have had 2 owners in 3 months. Some of them have had 5 owners. And I dare say there's some ICE vehicles that have the same. But it's not the norm. Quest 2. I'm only going to go through these quickly because they're absolute bullshit. Anybody who thinks these are going to work is deluded. Launch a targeted used EV plug-in grant. Why? They're cheaper. I've said before, they're cheaper than diesels. Why would you do that? Why would you need to do that? They're cheaper and better. Why would you need a grant? Cut VAT on used EVs by 50% for 4 years. Oh, by the way, let me just tell you, these people who suggest this don't know how car dealers work. If the government subsidised used EVs, guess what would happen? The dealers would put them up. Used EVs have a value. The market finds its value. The market's found its value now. That's why they've depreciated so much, because nobody wants them. If they wanted them, and if they were actually selling like they're reported they are, then they wouldn't be tanking. If you put a grant on them, they will put them up. When they did the new grant, the manufacturers put the prices up. Does it really need me to tell the SMMT that their ideas are frankly ridiculous? Just, you know, put me in charge at the SMMT. Not only could I show you how to sell EVs properly, how to do it properly, I would be able to cut the depreciation, and I'd be able to probably get rid of half those people at the SMMT that can't read statistics. Cut VAT on used EVs by 50% for 4 years. They're knocking 40% off new ones. You know, you can benefit in kind, and the amount of the payments is taken off before your tax. So you're already saving tax on your payments. What more? Cut VAT on used EVs by 50% for 4 years. 0% benefit in kind for used EVs for 4 years. Why? They're getting a car. They're getting a vehicle. Why? Why 0%? Why would you need to do that? They're fantastic cars. Why do you need to do it? Allow the civil service to access used EV. Government aims to ensure net zero benefits for everyone, and salary sacrifice schemes are a key part of this effort. Currently, civil servants cannot participate in car salary sacrifice schemes. Allowing civil servants to access used EV salary sacrifice would boost retention and cohesion, giving government workers a stake in the transition to clean mobility. You work from home. Why? You know, why? Why would they want? You know, if they had any sense, they'd just buy a Nissan Micra, nip into the shops. Why would they want an EV? Key stats. Oxford Economics has taken a detailed look at the used EV market. Used EV supply will double to 100,000 in just 2 years, and demand will need to keep pace. There is no sign of this happening. No, that mate. Do you not read the climate intelligence reports? Did they not get them in the SMMT? Did they not get them at Oxford? Used EV values are expected to drop another 28% from 2024 to 2030. But that's when everybody has to have them, so they should be going up. You know, diesels and petrols should be dropping because they're trying to get rid of them, but EVs are dropping. Wow. The CO2 impact of the 290,000 lost EVs could be as much as 8.5 MTCO squared over their lifetimes. That's from the IEA and the BVRLA. Of course, they've got nothing to gain by like exaggerating a little bit. 246,000 less in a downward. So I see they've got arrows as well. So the used EV supply, that's going that way. That's like a 45-degree angle down. Used EV values are expected to drop. That's 28%. That's straight down. That's because that's plummeting. MTCO squared, that's going up at a 45-degree angle. 246,000 less. That's arrow straight down, just like elevator down. Due to fewer EV sales and the ZEV mandate, total new registrations could fall nearly 246,000 units from 2025 to 2027. Wow. Then we've got 290,000 in an arrow like that. Slumping RVs, that's not the, recreational vehicles. They're good. They're diesel and petrol. They're going up like crazy. I mean, residual value of them is going through the roof. You can't get them for love nor money, because the people who bought EVs, they can't afford to go on holiday anymore. So they buy an RV. In fact, that's quite funny, because we had somebody coming to sell a mini electric vehicle the other week that he had two months. And the reason he's selling it, he's buying a recreational vehicle to go on holiday with his wife in. So that's he's slumping RV on his EV, and he's buying an RV that's going up. God, it's making my head hurt, this. 290,000. Slumping RVs could reduce new EV sales by 290,000 between 2022 and 2027. So that's the end of it, and that's an EV Shills perspective. The leasing companies are hemorrhaging money. The people who've made the motor trade worse over, oh gosh, the last 20 years that I know of, they're moaning. They're trying to sort out the dealers, get them back, get residual values up, so that they can carry on like they used to be, and the dealers still suffer. Best of luck with that. That's, I mean, call me, honestly, call me all the names under the sun, call me whatever you want. I could not give a shit. I'm using your evidence. I'm using your evidence. It doesn't matter to me whether I sell EVs. In fact, I'm actually just looking at an MG estate today. Great value for money. I might buy it. I might buy it just for moving my camera equipment around and perhaps going on road trips to see Jeff buys cars and other people. Come on, you guys. You EV Shills. You've got to laugh, haven't you? You've got to laugh. You are talking through your arse. And until you stop doing that and creating buyer's remorse, EVs will continue to be like this. But you can't stop, can you? You've dug yourself a hole. You've created a Ponzi scheme of sales. Lies about used vehicles. You can't stop. It's your fault. Thanks for watching. I'll probably have to cut this into 2 videos because I don't think there's time to edit it today, but I'll see. And see you in the next video. And the next one, I've got a good idea for the next one. Again, all true. And, you know, hard to believe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.